Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In this one I have 22 strange things to show you about the game. Some of them are just facts, but others could end up being very useful to you at some point. Let's get into it. It hasn't been too long since I released a new tips and tricks video. However, I have been finding a decent amount of facts, secrets and tricks about Fallout 76 in the previous weeks. I have 22 strange things to share with you today. Most of them are quite unusual or counter-illogical to say the least, so I decided to put them all together in one single video. Keep in mind that most points you are about to watch can be useful one way or the other, and most of them will probably be new to some of you. In the end, I hope you get to learn something more today. That's the most important for me. So let's jump right into the first point. Alright, so there is a unique fungus inside the Harper's Ferry sewers, and I had never noticed them before until a month ago or so. I felt really bad with myself because I come to the burrows quite often to farm legendaries. It's a great place to find legendary ghouls, if you didn't know by the way, and I didn't see it until recently. Now, you can find gut shrooms all over this location. There are at least 7 spawns, and you can normally find them in dark corners or near the water channels. This room looks a lot like an animal gut, therefore the name, and it can be very useful to you. How? Well, you can cook a very interesting dish with them. It's called gut shroom soup and it gives you 5% more experience gain during 30 minutes. Pretty much the same as the cranberry cobbler. So yeah, I didn't know about the soup either, and this is proof that Fallout 76 has a lot of hidden things. I am learning something new almost every day. It's crazy. Did you know that there is a mysterious red glowing box in Sutton? This item was first reported a while back over Reddit, and no one really seems to know exactly what it does. To see it for yourself, you need to head to the Sutton's church, then access the roof and then get your back straight to the tower. Then enable photo mode while your camera is behind you. This should allow you to see what's inside the tower, just as it would allow you to see the extent of an instance. Well, surprise, surprise, there is this red glowing glip in one of the corners. I have recently asked you guys what you think about this item, and some of you said this is a dev's tool to test the surrounding area in terms of hardware performance. The name kinda points that way at least. Now, I don't know how to get inside this lock tower. I suspect you need to use some sort of glitch, but I gathered footage from someone else who did, and this person was even able to use the GPU benchmark activator, which is this glip's name. As you can see, there are several strange options about enabling actors and players. However, when each option is enabled, nothing seems to happen. That's probably because you need some special permission to make it work, like running it as an administrator or developer. I mean, it would be very worrisome if any common player could activate a dev's tool, don't you think? Well, if you go to the Camden Park often and you do the dailies there, you surely know that Fallout 76 has a paddle ball, which is a toy and a weapon at the same time. You need 50 Mr. Fuzzy tokens to get one, and apparently you can craft different types of balls. I really had never seen anyone using this item until very recently, when a griefer tried to annoy me with a paddle ball. I mean, it is a very curious item because it makes your screen tremble a little bit while your character gets pushed back too, every time you get hit, of course. Anyway, the damage is very minimal, therefore it's ideal to roleplay or annoy people, I guess. It's a curious fact that I believe some of you didn't know existed in-game, so now you do. There are several tricks you can use to improve your camp, and one of the strangest ones is building with no foundations. Yep, it's actually possible to do it, but let me tell you, it does take some time. Start by building a normal house in a flat terrain. It's important to choose a flat surface so your walls won't float later on. So build the foundations, then the walls around it, and as you should know, the game won't allow you to remove the foundations like this. However, if you modify the walls into door walls, you will notice that removing the foundations will become an option for some reason. So all you have to do is to turn normal walls into door walls, then remove every foundation you want, and then turn the door walls into normal or window walls, as you prefer. This trick is ideal to build inside door veggie gardens or barns to safely accommodate your Brahmin, or to do many other things. Thanks to Mad Dog Grot for sharing this trick with me. Besides useful, this trick can also empower your building creativity. So, do enjoy! Another strange camp trick is the fact that you can create your own puzzle constructions. Now, this one can really kill your boredom and entertain you for a while, and I have seen some really unusual camp puzzles in the past, such as small challenge games, like this red sort of cross-check camp, where you had to use your jetpack to access the top, and then you would be able to get some free drinks. I have also seen camps with route challenges with prizes at the end. A little similar to this one, made with electric conduit cables and obstacles on the way. If you fall or slide, you will easily die from fall damage unless you are in power armor. There are many ways to build your own puzzle or game, and that can be very, very entertaining for other players, at least for the very first time they see it. So the next time you are bored and you want to recreate your camp, maybe this is an idea for you. This one might come as a surprise to you. So I got told many times that wood walls take less camp budget. I tested this a long time ago and I had the feeling this fact was correct. But lately I decided to test again and things look the same. I built 10 wood walls and then 10 brick walls and my budget was the same. So my friend Mad Dog Rod decided to build as many walls as possible. First, he ended up with 418 wood walls. Then he went ahead and built with metal to see how many walls he could go for. And guess what? He also made 418 metal walls, which means they take the exact same budget. That's very interesting because I feel like this is an urban myth in Fallout 76 by now. Many people believe it is true. Heck, there are dozens and dozens of high-level players building in wood, just because they believe wood walls take less space, therefore allowing them to build more in terms of decor items and everything else really. But sadly, it doesn't matter. So go ahead and build stronger camps, guys. Wood, metal, brick or mixed, it all takes the same budget, it seems like. There is a fair amount of rare junk items in Fallout 76, which can be found basically in a few or just one particular location. This is the case for the radio jammer, which is a device found at the Morgantown's train yard, at the very top of the radio tower there. You need to navigate inside the buildings, find your way to the top as shown in the footage, and once you reach the room in the very top, look to your right side and on the table you will find a radio jammer. What does it do though? Nothing much. As every junk item, you can scrap it for materials or put it inside a display case to get other players wondering what the hell is that item. It's just a nice addition if you like to collect rare tech items in-game. Another strange rare junk item you can get to your collection is the flight data recorder, which looks like an orange globe to me. I don't know why it looks like this. In real life they are normally like cylinders. Anyway, you can find one around the crashed space station at the Toxic Valley, at a small shack in the southeast. You will find the data recorder on a metal shelf near the bed. Again, there's nothing much you can do with it besides adding it to your display cases or getting tech parts by scrapping it. At least it looks very different and unusual. It looks like an orange lamp with certain lights as well. I would never tell this is a flight data recorder at least, but hey, it can look pretty cool to impress your camp visitors. So, in a recent testing, I found my main character dropping ballistic fiber 2 times while getting killed by nuka mines. Now, this doesn't always happen and it seems to be either a bug or a rare outcome. I had never seen it before, but then again, I rarely play with explosives, so it could be any of the two. You might be thinking, hey, you just had one ballistic fiber in your inventory and you drop it when you die. But that wasn't the case. First, because I made sure to store all my junk items before testing, and secondly, I wasn't picking it up. So, I spent 1 hour testing for radiation damage here. I died over a dozen times with both characters, and during this hour, 2 of my deaths resulted in dropping 1 ballistic fiber. Why did it happen? I have no clue. I even did another short test 2 days ago and no ballistic fiber was dropped. It's a strange mystery to be solved. Did you guys ever experience something alike? Whatever it is, it can occasionally happen and it's really weird. If you are a regular viewer, then you surely know about this one. It is possible to bypass the pacifist mode and kill players when both have the mode enabled. Strange enough? Well, it seems like radiation damage has some sort of different rule than all other kinds of damage. And when it comes to PvP, you can totally get killed by radiation damage generated by other players. And this includes nuka mines and grenades. Of course, the main blast won't hurt you, but the radiation will. Therefore, you can get easily killed if your rad's defense is low, or if you run a bloodied build and go around with very low HP. Things can get worse with a well-known exploit, which griefers tend to use to increase this radiation damage by using Rose's Syringer. So in the end, the pacifist mode can't really stop others from killing you if that's what they want to do. A feature that neutralizes the purpose of another feature. Well, Bethesda thanks, what else can I say? Did you know there is a car edge in Fallout 76? Yes, a construction, a sort of monument like the Stone Edge. You can find it north of the Bailey, a family cabin, at the very northeast of the map. This is a curious, unmarked location which doesn't really provide you with any lore or explanation. There isn't much to explore in here in terms of loot. There is a throne chair in the very center, and different enemies can spawn here, such as ghouls and liberators. Besides that, nothing much seems to happen here. It's a very interesting side point though to visit at least once. Maybe in a future DLC we'll get to understand who built it and why. Technical data. Well, a complicated topic, I would say. So you can find this item randomly in desks and file cabinets across the wasteland, and it starts a daily short quest, Forbidden Knowledge. However, it is extremely bugged in so many ways. First, it can multiplicate in your inventory. Secondly, it might not register when you pick several up. Third, it can disappear from your inventory. And fourth, it might not start the daily quest at all, even if you have technical data files in your inventory. Enough strangeness for you here? Last year things worked pretty fine, but right now it's a complete mess. In fact, some players are selling these no-functional data files for hundreds of caps. So please guys, avoid buying technical data from other players. It's probably not going to work and you are just throwing your caps away. It's pretty simple to find one per day, so save yourself the trouble. Just a word of advice. I had a few people asking me how do I tank Scorchbeasts so easily, and I feel like they are missing a very important point in Fallout 76. You can block or nullify their sonic wave damage, like totally block it. All you have to do is rank up the endurance perk Fireproof to rank 3, and that's it. No more dying from flying Scorchbeasts throwing sonic waves at you. You'll still get blind from the brightness and your screen will shake, but that's about it. Look how quickly I go down when I take this precious perk off. For bloodied builds, this is a must-have perk. If you go around with 1/4 HP, you can die with just one sonic wave hit. Without Fireproof on, of course. So this is my little secret to tank the beasts and kill them very, very easily. Now, let's explore the strange world of crippling and stunning enemies. You need a shotgun, some ammo, and the agility perk Enforcer to cripple enemies. You might already know this, but what you probably don't know is that there are dozens of different animations. Some enemies will get down and stunned in place, they do not move or try to attack you, such as anglers, deathclaws, and even Amarlu-queens. Then you have the ones that go down too, but they still attack you from their place, like Marlu Kings, Scorched, and super mutants with ranged weapons. This applies to legendary bosses as well, by the way. And then we have ghouls who have two animations. They can either get crippled while moving very slowly or stunned in place in the floor. The same applies to hounds. They get pinned in the floor or move injured with the paw. Now, robots work differently. When you cripple one, they will either burn or show circuit shockings, and after some seconds, they self-detonate themselves like it happens when you kill a legendary robot, except they are still alive. There is also the moving slowly category, which applies to normal mirelurks and honey beasts, for example. I didn't test every single enemy out there, but as you can see, they all have different animations. That's a lot of detail which I wasn't really aware of until I started testing. Oh, and there's also some bugs like crippled enemies lacking animations, not moving at all, or they become Frankenstein monsters like these gulpers. Yuck! If you like playing chess, then I have great news for you. There is a complete chessboard at Morgantown in the Autopsy House. Just get there from the fraternity row and head upstairs once you are inside the house. Make sure to look to your right and there you go. This is a great location to pretend you are playing a chess match with a friend. You will also notice that the pieces are robot toys with the typical chess names: King, Queen, Rook, Knight, Bishop, and Pawn. You can take them all to display at your camp. After all, they look quite unique and interesting, to be honest. This point is very strange, and you can blame it all on the servers. I've had people asking me in the past, how the heck do I go through walls and floors and basically ignore camp structures? No, I do not cheat. It's just some camps take ages to load, especially in certain servers, and I don't feel like waiting 1 minute to get inside the camp the way it's supposed to be. So I just look for the vending machine and I try to make my way there. I don't see the structures, so it's like I don't really know where I'm going until it all loads. Note that sometimes items can load on you and that can make you stuck or in conflict with them, which means you can't move from your current place. I often get stuck in my camp's foundations, but fast traveling to my camp again quickly solves that. So yeah, that's how you can move through structures like pure magic. Hail server lag and or delay. Well, another crazy thing you can do that makes no sense whatsoever is going through walls to access active items. You can do this with any half wall or window wall that allows you to see an active item, like a chair, a bed, a workbench, or even a musical instrument. You can go through basically anything in between you and the active item. May it be stairs, a wall, decor items, anything really. It's like you suddenly get teleportation or blink abilities to jump right into the item you are about to use. It defies all gravity and material laws. It's a game after all, and I don't think this is supposed to be the way it is right now, but yeah, maybe Bethesda hasn't figured out the solution to fix this just yet. In general, the corners of the map are quite remote and there's hardly anything to explore there. But if you take a closer look, there are some unmarked locations with enemies and even some structures. For example, at the northeast corner, you can find a lake with mirelurks, including a queen, as well as a tree structure with some items on it, like a sniper rifle, some ammo, an aid item, even a drink. And the view is quite amazing from up there. I have also seen other creators featuring other corners of the map, like the southeast one at the Cranberry Bog. Sadly, I don't know how to get there, to the part with houses or shacks. Anyway, Fallout 76 has hundreds of marked locations, so sometimes you just have to explore a little bit more and take some more time to look closer in order to find something new. You might know about the strange houses at the Alpine River Cabins. It's like a legit haunted location, right? There are female screams like in a horror movie, pictures in the walls can move, the ground shakes sometimes, and the guest book has a few entries of people claiming they saw and heard some messed up stuff. In other words, this place was haunted even before the nukes went out. Or is it now? There is a small cabin nearby with a terminal that proves this is a huge simulation. Yep, there is a computer program that is creating all these haunted features. Let's put it that way. It's generating the screams it used to lure bears, now it just lures ghouls. It can also close the cabin's doors and move the pictures around. No wonder people used to freak out when they came here. It's a horror simulation after all. And it got me fooled for a very long time. I used to think this place was really haunted, but it's not. It's human-made. Of course, it's all controlled by software, and maybe you didn't know what was really going on here. Now you do. Oh dear lord, one of the strangest things I have seen in this game so far is how the world becomes when water doesn't render properly. I had this bug for the first time about a year ago, and recently I had it again. And damn, everything looked so weird, so different too. I could swim in thin air, I could see the bottom of lakes, things floating, textures kinda messed up too. It's like another world. It kind of felt like I was in an alpha or beta testing program, to be honest with you, but it was fun for a little while, especially to swim around like in thin air. It was a very funny experience. So that's another strange thing that could happen to you in Fallout 76. I feel like this point is quite important and not a lot of people seem to know about it. There are hidden cooking recipes that don't look like books. There is a second type, they are notes, but you can learn them all the same. So in the end, there are two types of cooking recipes out there, the usual books and the notes. I have found several Delbert note recipes around the map, and I hadn't learned them yet with my main character, probably because I don't normally check white notes anymore. So it's very easy to miss them if you do the same as me. But there's at least a dozen of those note recipes out there. So keep an eye on my guides, I'm planning on making one about it very soon, in case you didn't know these recipes existed. Have you ever wondered if a player can buy and destroy the inside of your camp? I used to think that until I found enemies spawning inside my camp even with locked doors. Ever since I changed my camp location about 1 month ago, I have been getting enemies spawning inside my camp almost every day. They love my generator and it can be quite annoying to repair it. I mean, it defies all sense. My doors are locked, I have walls, there's no way to get inside, but they still do. Game logic, huh? Nonetheless, if this happens to you, it's most likely not a player. It's just nasty enemies spawning inside your base and destroying whatever they find first. That's my list of strange things that you probably didn't know about yet in Fallout 76. I hope you didn't know about some of them. That would mean you got to learn something new, and that's always great. Also, I am organizing a new community event for Easter with awesome prizes, so stay tuned to learn more. And that's going to be everything for now. I had a lot of fun testing for this video. I am always learning something new while playing, and that's fantastic. I am Marta Branco, thank you so much for watching, consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content, and you can support me even further if that's your wish by becoming a member here or by unlocking one of my Patreon tiers. The links are right below the video. I will see you all very soon in the next one. Until then, take care, adios, bye bye!